Okay, so hey guys, Vaughn here, and here's what I got going on this time around with a little speaker comparison, okay? This little guy, this is the amp I'm using, this little pig nose G40V. For those of you who don't know about it, it's a cool little secret weapon kind of thing that was made for a few years. Dennis Kruger designed it for pig nose. It's actually a 110 combo with two 6L6s for about 40 watts RMS. So stupidly tiny little thing. They're made in China, build quality is a little sketchy, and they put the crappiest speakers known to man in them. I mean, these speakers, are like the stiffest, most ugly sounding things you've ever heard. The cool news is this one, and I've had several of these that I've owned through the years. This one came to me with a pretty cool Celestion Vintage 10 speaker in it, which is basically their 10-inch version of the, of their cool Green Beret speaker, right? Neat little speaker in here. And I've always been pretty happy with it, quite honestly. I've tried a few different 10s in it, but that one's been okay in this amp. But I got something cool to try out this time, okay? Now, this little Champ 2 here, also a cool little secret weapon amp. I'm going to tell you straight up now, I'm only using it as a speaker cabinet, okay? So for those of you, YouTube trolls out there that just love complaining about this, that, and the other thing, because I did this once before when I was comparing 10-inch speakers, and somebody said, dude, you're not even using the same amps, man. Okay, so it's like, repeat after me. I'm using the pig nose amp. I've got a little switcher down here. I'm only switching the speaker output of the pig nose. This I am using as a speaker cabinet only, and the reason being I just don't have a lot of 10-inch cabinets. I have no 10-inch cabinets, as a matter of fact. Got me on that one? Okay, so hey, what I have in here is a cool sort of new news. Okay, this is the vintage 10 in here is Celestion sort of old news. In here, the new news is this is the brand spanking new WGS Green Beret 10-inch speaker, which is a British voiced 10-inch speaker. Are you with me on this? And so here's the deal, man. I'm just going to get to know this thing a little bit. Now, I will say, this speaker's really well broken in. This is right out of the box, so it might be a little tight and not quite as loose as it would be after, 10 or 15, 20 hours of playtime. But the WGS stuff generally comes out of the box pretty ready to play, okay? So again, only using this as a cabinet, okay? In here, Celestion. In here, the new 10-inch WGS Green Beret. Okay, cool enough? Yeah, are we good with that? And also, one other thing I want to tell you guys is I will start out on this demo, and this is the way I usually do this stuff, with my cleanest tones, and then I'll get progressively dirtier and dirtier, okay? First, I'll add a tube screamer for some, kind of mild overdrive, and then I'm going to add a DS1 distortion for some, for some serious full-on distortion tones, okay? So if the clean tones don't interest you, just go ahead and fast forward a little bit, and you should be happy, all right? Again, because the trolls on this channel. Yeah. Do I need to say anything more? So how about we get the the Von Scow Strat, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's got 5 pickups. I've got a single and a humbucker in both the neck and the bridge position, so we can get all kinds of different stuff out of this baby. I tell you what, I'm going to start again with the cleanest stuff that I do, and we're going to start on the Celestion over here, okay? And this is between the neck and the middle pickup, and then we'll switch over to the WGS. Y'all good with that? Just using the mics that are built into the camera. They're halfway decent mics. I've actually got a halfway decent camera I'm using these days. But here's the deal I want you to remember. I am not using the built-in auto gain or compression setting because I want you to hear, any volume differences that might exist in the speakers, okay? So, in other words, if volume levels are going up and down on you, it's because that's what they're actually doing here in the room. And by the way, the camera is about 4 or 5 feet away from the amps right now, maybe 6 feet. Which is, again, a pretty good listening distance. Cool, so it's not a direct mic thing. They're not going to be panned hard left and right. It's the mics that are built into the camera. Here we go, Celestion. The WGS. That's still the WGS. That's a Celestion. And that's a WGS. Okay, let's go between the bridge and the middle pickup, shall we? And do this like, I'll tell you what, I'll start out in the Celestion again. Here we go. Okay, so I'm definitely hearing, you know, a very similar vibe between the two of them. Celestion a little darker, WGS a little brighter. Again, WGS is right out of the box. That might make a little difference here. Let's go. I'm going to go bridge pickup, and let's see, bridge pickup single coil, and let's do a little kind of country-ish stuff, because I sure as heck, I ain't much of a player, but I sure ain't a country player. And again, we'll start out on the Celestion, then I'll switch over to the WGS. You ready? That's the WGS. Celestion. Wow. Okay, so let's do this. Celestion. Okay. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and go to the bridge pickup, add a little bit of tube screamer, shall we? Okay, so that's the WGS. That's the Celestion. Wow, so as we're adding dirt, the differences are really starting to come out. The Celestion is much darker and warmer, which could be a cool thing, but it's really actually adding a lot of kind of bottom end, and it doesn't have anything on the top, huh? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start on the Celestion again. Let's see this. WGS. we would definitely have to, if I was using that on a gig, we'd definitely have to be adding some treble to that sucker, right? So I'll tell you what, let's go neck pickup, do a little Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff, starting out on the Celestion. That's the WGS. And the Celestion. How about this? Still on the WGS. That's the Celestion. Okay, enough of that. Let's go for some full-on distortion, and we will call this puppy done, because I know some of you out there have got little bitty attention spans and you can't take it long. So let's get her done, shall we? On the bridge, humbucker, kicking in the distortion. That's WGS. Man, straight up, I like them both. In different applications maybe, but okay, Celestion. My wife always asks me, why do you do that with your mouth when you play? Back to the WGS one last time. there you go, man. They both sound pretty excellent. Probably if I was gigging, I'd rather gig with the WGS just because I wouldn't be fighting to always try to get a little bit more high end out of the thing. But hey, man, the Celestion rock's pretty good too. So there you go. Ha ha! Hope you enjoyed it.